Another beautiful day, another issue. This time I am pretty sure self-made. So background to this is that a couple of months ago I had to top up the AdBlue fuel. So it popped up on my screen there in the card that I need to top up the AdBlue fluid because it ran out. So it's a diesel engine, so every 10,000 kilometers you need to put 10 liters of AdBlue DEF fluid, for the SCR system. So what I did was I was somewhere on the road, so I just stopped at the gas station at the Shell. The card tells you exactly what kind of specification of AdBlue fluid you have to put. So I bought one from the gas station. So basically what you need to put in the car is an AdBlue fluid with this specification. So this is what the car needs, ISO 22241-1. What I did was I bought from Shell a regular 10-liter bottle. It had this specification, so ISO 22241, but it did not have the -1. But I thought, yeah, must be the same thing. But after a while, what happened is that I noticed that the counter on the head unit there stopped counting, because the AdBlue system has a leveling sensor, and it usually tells you how many kilometers you have left until you need to top up again the fluid. And then I noticed it stuck, so now it always shows that I have 3.5 liters in the car or 3,000 kilometers left to run, but it's that since I already passed over those 3,000 kilometers. I put again another AdBlue fluid, but no change. And what happened was that I got then afterwards this error. So now I have this error: Active Tank SCR fluid level sensor that stays all the time on. It does not appear on my check engine light, so I feel no I feel nothing wrong, no symptoms with the car, so it just runs normal. I do not have a check engine light or something like this, but I do have this error. So if I put in the diagnostic tool, I always have this error. So of course, me being resourceful, what I will try today is basically to try to clean the active tank. So I was kept reading online, so some of the advices that I managed to read and kind of make sense, but I will see. Before ordering a new active tank, I will first try to clean mine, and what I will do is basically remove the active tank. I have here some distilled water, so I will I will rinse the active tank with distilled water, and then I will top up again new AdBlue liquid, and hopefully I will see a change. If it's not working, then unfortunately the last result would be to change completely the active tank. So this will be my fun for today. I will remove the active tank, rinse it with distilled water, install it back in the car, put new original AdBlue fluid, and then drive the car, and hopefully the error it's gone. If it's not working, then unfortunately apparently that level sensor in the active tank cannot be saved, so I need to buy a new active tank. Now the active tank is sitting here in this area of the car. The biggest issue is that you have to remove front wheels, wheel arches and front bumper, so that you're able to access the active tank, and then you put it back together. The biggest issue that I think, everything is with screws. The only thing that is a bit problematic is that this arch here has those plastic rivets. So in order to be able to remove the front bumper and the wheel arches, you have to remove those plastic rivets, and you need to reinstall them back with a rivet gun. I bought new original rivets. You won't be able to find them on the same dimensions, but those are really cheap. I think I don't know, I paid 20 euros for 10T, and then I bought the cheap rivet gun on Amazon. This was around like 10 euros. So what you have to put is you apply the rivets here, put it in the hole, squeeze, and then it will break. Should be pretty straightforward. I suspended the car, took the wheels off, so you can suspend the car with a trolley jack here on the main frame, this part here. I took out the plastic shield so I don't destroy it, but this is the official jacking point. On the main frame he makes it. So then I lifted the car. You can put some jack stands left and right. And now on the main job, so we have to remove the wheel arch, this thing here, and then those plastic rivets all across. So you can take this part out. Then you have to remove the front bumper. So it has screws underneath here. I think it's 2 screws here. And then you have to remove all the screws above here. And then the screws below here. And then it should come right off. And then we can see the active make sure that you have different screws. Yeah, so for instance here you have those type of screws. It's a 8mm, but then on this part here you have different type of screws, including this one. So don't mix them when you put them back on the car. These plastic rivets are very tough. So I figured that if I use a pick tool, I could create a bit of leverage and then pull them off. Okay, and this is our problem, the active tank. So the first thing before removing the bumper, you have to remove all the screws around, and then you have to remove this side arch, which is held in place by those tabs. So you have one tab here, one tab here, here. I don't think you have to remove it all the way to the back. That's why I also didn't remove the last plastic rivets. You have to remove it up until this point where you will disconnect the bumper, and then it should work. Now the bumper, it's held in by 2 screws here. You will be able to find them. One and they're seated right here, the screws, 1, 2, and then you remove this plastic thing by gently tapping, you know, those tabs with a pry tool from behind. See, it enters here, so you have to push them from behind, and then it should go. Now the next thing is to release the bumper from this point here. Bumper removed. Oh, it's not that difficult, but also not easy. I mean, would be cool to have two persons to help you out, but again, two chairs will do the trick. Now up to the main thing.
Look at the sky.
Okay, one active AdBlue tank out from the car. So the entire, after you remove the front bumper, the entire active tank, it's holding by 4 screws to here, this side to here. So you have to remove this a bit. It has a plastic rivet there, and then you put this a bit on the side, and then you have those 2 screws and 1 screw here, so it's 5 screws. Be careful, of course. Before that you have to remove this clamp. Just have to push it here, and the only thing that it holds the tank to the car is this hose. So again, you have to press this tab, and also there's a sensor here, and then you disconnect it from the car. I would say pretty easy. And this is the active tank. Yeah. Let me turn it around a bit. Not very. Now be careful when you remove it from the car. Depending on how much AdBlue you have in it, it will be very heavy, so should be careful not to drop it. Now our problem is this sensor, level sensor. So this is the delivery unit, as I read. So this, technically, if you have an issue with it, there's 3 screws here, so you can remove it from the car. But the level sensor is this one here with this plug. So of course you can see that this is integrated to the active tank, so in case this is faulty, then you have to replace the entire active tank. Now in my case, now I removed the active tank. I am going to put some distilled water on the main hose, and I will try to clean it with distilled water, and then hoping that this would reset the system. Then I will activate again the entire SCR system with the diagnosis tool, and hopefully it will work. If it will not work, then I have to replace the entire unit. So I cleaned the active tank. I rinsed it with distilled water, I think 3 or 4 times. Then I cleaned it also on the exterior a bit. I blew it with some air pressure. Now everything is nice and clean. Then I attached everything back, so all the hose, is quite straightforward. You have to put them here, connect all the plugs. Now I have to put the screws back, because you can see it's not fixed yet. So this hose, make sure that you don't forget to connect this hose. There's only one way they get in, the sensor. So now I'm gonna put the screws back, those two here, and this one here, and then that's it. Then it's basically reverse work. So then put the bumper back and put the accessories back, fill it in with fresh AdBlue, activate with the tester the SCR system, and then drive the car, and hopefully the error is gone. But let's see. That was basically reverse work. clean the surfaces, the mounting surfaces of the bumper, so that it stays in place correctly. Also here, and then connect the sensors back, and then put the bumper into position.
Look at the sky.
Next day, I stopped filming yesterday because the night fault, but I managed to put the car back together. So it's reverse work. So exactly how you took everything out, you're gonna put them back. I think the main thing to consider are, you know, these plastic rivets, you know, that you have to put back on the car appropriately. And then also very important, when you remove the bumper, it has all those tabs, so be gentle with it while you remove them, so that you really don't want to break them. So there's tabs all over here, and also tabs here under the two screws. On both sides of the car there are two screws. Once you release those screws, you have to unplug the sensor for the parking sensors. And there is this hose on this right side for the headlight washers and for the windshield, and you can disconnect it. It has a connection, so you can disconnect it through here, and then you can remove the entire bumper. So the car is back together as it was before. Unfortunately, I don't think it solved my issue. I put the diagnostic, so once you remove the SCR Active Tank, you have to reinitialize with the diagnostics tool the tank. So my initialization process stopped at first step, which is measuring how much AdBlue I have in the tank, simply because the sensor for the level sensor, it's not working. So it was a full day yesterday, but unfortunately without success. Most likely I will have to buy, not most likely, I will have to buy a new active tank. So an update after a couple of days. So I drove the car for, I would say, maybe 500 kilometers. What was funny is that I noticed that there is no more error. So I tried again to initialize the active tank, the 3 phases. So weird enough, I am unable to initialize the SCR system, even though I deleted all the adaptations, absolutely everything. But after all these kilometers, there is no more error. So usually the SCR system here was always on yellow, but now the car has no error. So after driving it almost 500 kilometers, no more error appear, and then the error was always on before washing or rinsing the active tank.